Spiritual Life Center, transforming lives as we love, serve, and remember who we are. One heart, one mind, one soul at a time.
Welcome to World Day of Prayer. We are doing things in a new way this year, but this is the same. We greet you with love, and we open in prayer, with this prayer led by Paul Sanchez.
Let's take a collective breath together. And turn within into heart space. Sweet Spirit, we acknowledge your presence, our own humanness, and our divine nature. In this sacred connection, we breathe in the words of Rumi. This being human is a guest house. Every morning is a new arrival, a joy, a depression, a meanness. Some momentary awareness comes as an unexpected visitor. Welcome and entertain them all. Treat each guest honorably. The dark thought, the shame, the malice, meet them at the door laughing and invite them in. Be grateful for whoever comes because each has been sent as a guide from beyond. Rumi. Focus on the light within. Look with kindness upon our guests, worries and fears. For they urge us to harness the great power of faith. Moving from fear to faith, see your life through spiritual eyes. Trust your divine identity as the greatest reality. Thank you, God, for sending us fear, this gift, this guide from beyond. Thank you, God, and so it is.
During the service, there will be time to write out your prayers. So hit the pause and grab a pen and paper so you'll be prepared. I offer gratitude to all of those involved in this service, to our amazing prayer chaplains, our guest musician, Michael Dean Rogers, who will be sharing some of his original music, to our AV team, Cameron, and to you, our community, for participating and sharing your prayers. We will also have messages of faith from our prayer chaplains, like this one from Marilyn Bradford. As Marilyn learned to scuba dive, something she did even though she was deathly afraid of the water, let alone being deep in it, her biggest test was the buddy dive, where she had to take off her gear and share oxygen with her teacher. She says, I paused, took a deep breath, and prayed to God for strength. With that prayer, faith washed over me. With joy in my heart, I received my certification, and to this day love the underwater experience. What did this teach me about moving from fear to faith? Having faith in the guidance of our dearest Creator literally replaced my fear with trust in myself and my ability to accomplish something that was hard for me. Having gratitude for the lesson involved with the fear was essential as well. Faith freed me from my fear, and subsequently left a lasting impression on me for other situations which had caused me angst and fear. Fear encouraged me to move forward and expand my vibration to the person that mirrored our dearest Creator. As I moved from fear to faith, I was able to align myself with my moral compass and my authentic self. I put my faith in my abilities and my power, knowing in my soul that our Creator was guiding me and I was not alone. SLC's prayer chaplains have hosted this special service for years, and we are honored to be here digitally with you. Silent Unity and many other Unity communities are also hosting events and collecting prayers. So take a moment to imagine the energy of all of these prayers, uniting the world and knowing divine presence hears and blesses them all. The theme this year is From Fear to Faith, and it is supported by this affirmation. Focused on the light, I look with kindness upon fears and worries, for they urge me to harness my great power of faith. Listen as Jeanette Velm guides us in faith.
Famous people have said, there is nothing to fear but fear itself. Allow faith to enter your heart, to live within your heart, and look to the future with joy. And so it is.
I find I have these pesky little worries. They seem to rest upon my shoulders, causing me to question myself. Some I can easily brush off, and then there are the others, those deep, dark, and powerful fears, the ones that stop me in my tracks, making me doubt myself, my ability, and my worthiness. When I am standing in my fear, I am looking outwards for validation, for my security and approval. I have given my power over to someone or something else. Afraid to say what I think, afraid to be who I truly am. Is this what Spirit is asking of me? No, not at all. I am not being asked to hide or to put myself second, third, or even worse. I am being asked to look within, to connect with the ever-present love that wants what is best for me. Not in a selfish, all others be damned kind of way, but in a healthy, wholehearted way, one that honors with balance and harmony all of God's creations. Fear can keep us from this place, causing us to shut down and give up. When we come from fear, we don't see opportunities. Our immune system is impacted, and we can become more susceptible. When I hide in my fear, I don't do the things that I dream of. I don't reach out to others. I close the door on possibility before I have even dared to knock. When we let fear rule us, we act in ways that are not in harmony with our values, as we see playing out around our country right now. We have dipped so far into fear that we are reacting in violence. And while we may think it is out there or those people who are doing it, it's important to check with ourselves. Where are our thoughts? Is fear leading us to lash out, even if only in our heads? It's easy to think that our thoughts don't matter, but they are the basis for everything we do. Are we harboring ill will towards others? While we may think it is benign, it is not. It is the fuel for hatred and intolerance. As spiritual beings, we know that we can't send something out without taking it in ourselves. So it's important to be aware of what we are thinking, of where our thoughts are leading us. Fear is a powerful force, but thank God, so is prayer, and so is hope and faith.
A friend once told me, fear and worry are mild forms of atheism. True believers know that ultimately all things are in God's hands, all the time. We also know that God is good, all the time. Those who believe in God, who are emotionally convinced of God's goodness, know their fate is in the hands of a loving presence. We have our plans and protections, but in the end, we know it is God's plans and protections that will prevail. Faith in God, to really believe that God has got everything, does not mean we should ignore life's risks. It means that we can face them with less fear and more courage. The universe is not a safe place. It is an exciting stage on which we can act out our destinies. Faith lets us step into the future with more confidence and less worry to live our destiny. No need to worry. God's got this.
Now there is a place for healthy concern. Sometimes we need to be cautious, not to spend every penny we have, but to save for a rainy day. Sometimes we need to go slow, to grow and prepare before we jump in. So I differentiate healthy concern from worry or fear. Healthy concern leads us to action. Worry or fear can lead us to inaction, or action based from a place that doesn't serve us or others. Worry is coming back to something over and over again. We can spend all of this time in our head worrying about something that may never happen. Oftentimes, we spend more time and energy than if it did happen. We have given it our power. Yet how many times have we planned something and it happens exactly like we imagine? Once? Twice? Never? Have you heard the saying, if you want to hear God laugh, tell God your plans? Even if we could imagine the worst case scenario, would it really play out just like that? Maybe, but probably not. Often, the stories we create in our heads are far worse than the reality. And since we know thoughts create our experiences, we pay attention to our thinking, focusing instead on what we want more of, accepting what is in front of us, and trusting that a beautiful plan is unfolding. Having faith gives us the confidence to act. According to compellingtruth.org, faith is not a mere intellectual stance, but a belief that leads to action. As James 2:26 says, "For as the body, apart from the spirit, is dead, so also faith apart from works is dead." James talks about demonstrating his faith by his works. Often, what we do says more about what we believe than what we say. Our own unity principles call for action, and why not act from a place of faith? One way we can put our faith into action is to feel the fear and do it anyway. Like so beautifully expressed in this prayer written by Kent M. Keith in 1968. This prayer hung on Mother Teresa's wall in Calcutta, and it was submitted as a statement of faith by Cheryl Davies. The Paradoxical Commandments. People are illogical, unreasonable, and self-centered. Love them anyway. If you do good, people will accuse you of selfish, ulterior motives. Do good anyway. If you are successful, you win false friends and true enemies. Succeed anyway. The good you do today will be forgotten tomorrow. Do good anyway. Honesty and frankness make you vulnerable. Be honest and frank anyway. The biggest men and women with the biggest ideas can be shot down by the smallest men and women with the smallest minds. Think big anyway. People favor underdogs, but will only follow top dogs. Fight for a few underdogs anyway. What you spend years building may be destroyed overnight. Build anyway. People really need help, but may attack you if you do help them. Help people anyway. Give the world the best you have, and you'll get kicked in the teeth. Give the world the best you have anyway. So, what is faith? If we look to the spiritual traditions, we find examples. From Abdul Baha of the Baha'i Faith during the Paris talks. Oh, trust in God, for His bounty is everlasting, and in His blessing, for they are superb. Oh, put your faith in the Almighty, for He faileth not, and His goodness endureth forever. His sun giveth light continually, and the clouds of His mercy are full of the waters of compassion, with which He waters the hearts of all who trust in Him. His refreshing breeze ever carries healing in its wings to the parched souls of men. And now we have a faith statement by Paul Sanchez.
Faith is the substance of things hoped for, evidence of things not seen. It is complete trust. Faith is taking a breath and dropping in a trust fall. Faith is letting go of the steering wheel, letting go of control, and letting God be in charge. Faith is stepping into mystery, the divine, like Peter did when he stepped out of the boat to walk on water with the Christ. See you at the lake.
You've seen those people. They exude hope, love, and trust. When you spend any time with them, you just know that everything is going to be okay. Because they know everything is going to be okay. What is it that they have? Faith. But understanding faith still seems kind of squishy. It's one of those difficult to define things, like trying to explain God. So let's see what the Century Dictionary has to say. The assent of the mind to the truth of a proposition or statement for which there is not complete evidence. Belief in general. I like that. The assent of the mind. Merriam-Webster also has something to say about faith. I invite you to listen to the quality of the words and the ideas associated with faith. Allegiance or loyalty, fidelity to one's promises, sincerity of intentions, firm belief in something for which there is no proof, belief, trust in, and loyalty to God. Faith is also about patience, trusting God's will is being done in God's time. It allows for the unfolding of things, the blossoming of love or friendship, the unveiling of higher truths.
Take this day and fill it with wonder. Be a shelter through the night. Mold my life to serve your purpose. I trust you can. Take this world of fear and worry, fill it with your peace and grace. Give us hope, strength and courage. I trust you can. Life can be hard and overwhelming, and we can feel betrayed. When I sense your heart, your truth, your spirit, I will not stray. Take this heart and fill it with mercy. Guide my thoughts to your plan. Shine your light of love and understanding. I know you can.
How do we move into faith? We begin by noticing, what place am I showing up from? Have I tipped from fear to faith? Let's listen to what Suzanne Joy Livingston has to say about faith.
One very hot day, a man stood at our gate and asked for ice water. My husband arose from his chair to go inside to bring him a glass. As the man and I waited for Jerry's return, I realized I was very afraid of this man. Was it because he was homeless and dirty? Because he was shaky? Because he was a different color than me? It was because he saw that I was afraid of him. When Jerry handed him the icy water, the man took a long drink, said thank you, and continued walking. It wasn't until the next day that I realized who that man was. While fear kept me from seeing the truth, my faith told me that he was my teacher.
As we begin to notice our motivations, we can look at ourselves, not with judgment, but with a gentle awareness. For once we recognize where we are at, we can look at what tips us into fear and what tools we can use to come back to our center, to come back to our faith. One tool we have is seeking. Faith doesn't call for blind acceptance, for it is in our questioning that answers will be unveiled. Our faith will be discovered. We don't have to do this alone. Seeking clarity and wisdom, we turn to the counsel of friends, spiritual leaders, books, and videos. Again, we want to pay attention to what we are focusing on. Are we seeking things that fuel the fear, or those things that bring us peace, compassion, and expand our understanding? As we become thoughtful with our choices, they will guide us towards our faith. We also turn within to prayer and meditation to connect with our faith. Spending time in inward reflection, we listen for what speaks to us, what resonates and settles in our hearts as truth. As we will do now, let's move into meditation. Allow yourself to become comfortable, to soften as we pause and breathe, going within, settling into the moment, relaxing and letting go, becoming present with your inner self, breathing into your beautiful center of light. Here in this place of wonder, casting a wish for peace, we are met by divine grace, the pull of beauty leading us forward towards the path of discovery, this adventure in faith. Which direction will lead me onward, showing a new way through this unnavigated discovery of my dreams? Moving from the fear of my doubts towards the faith of the Almighty Divine, towards the pool of possibility. Here in this place of connection, we listen and we breathe. Listen to the whisper of God. Have faith, my dear child. Listen to the call of angels. We celebrate you on your journey of discovery. Listen to the song of your ancestors. We walk with you, sharing wisdom through the lineage of our presence before you. Listen to the song of nature. We live in community with patience and regeneration, like the light shining through our branches, the shimmer of hope laying out the path ahead. Listen as the sun settles below the horizon. There is a whole world beyond what we can see. Listen in the silence to the sound of your dreams and discover where faith leads as you embrace the silence. It is our faith that will set us free, this gift of grace, as we hover upon the edge of trust and soar on the blessings lifted by angels' wings. As we begin to return to this time and this place, we carry the sounds of a quiet listening, the whisper of our faith. And so it is. Amen. As we gently emerge from this time of meditation, I invite you now to spend some time writing your prayers, or if you prefer, to quietly hold them in your heart, knowing God is here, listening and receiving. It is an amazing charge to hold your prayers in our hearts, to turn them over to God and watch them blossom and bloom, to see the thread of love weaving through them, to witness your pain and sorrow, and honor the depths of your suffering, to hold the light of hope, to walk beside you and cradle you in the blessings of Spirit. We travel this road together with prayer as our guide. We affirm these prayers, knowing they have been felt, heard, and received. Thank you for the honor and gift of this blessing.
I trust you can. I'm in your hands.
When I am going through the harsh moments, when things fall apart, it is in the unraveling that the gift of what lies beneath is revealed. It is a discovery of our tender places, our opportunities for growth, our willingness to be there. It's not about getting it perfect, but our willingness to lean on the strength of Spirit, to borrow their wisdom, their guidance and love. As Pam Logan shares in her faith statement, there is a truism in the Chinese practice of Tai Chi: embrace tiger, return to mountain. As she says, I found this very meaningful in allowing myself to notice my fears, feel my fears, embrace them for what they are, thoughts, and take them to Spirit. My favorite saying at this point is, Spirit's got this.
One to go, been down this road before, still I'm on my way. Taking time to think it through, still not sure what I'm gonna do. It's a brand new day, it's a brand new way. Hope for tomorrow, trust in the Spirit, live the life of your dreams. Let the passion come alive and feel the spark of divine deep inside. Jumping down the rabbit hole, don't know where it's gonna go. Still I'm on my way. Round and round and round it goes. Where it stops nobody knows. No one can say. It's a brand new day. Hope for tomorrow. Trust in the Spirit. Live the life of your dreams. Let the passion come alive and feel the spark of divine. Let me find what we hide deep inside God's Spirit. Let my eyes open wide and see we're all one in you. Three blind mice, watch them run. They can't see but they feel the sun, and they found their way. Faith is more than meets the eye. We're all blind yet seek the light, and we'll find our way. It's a brand new day. Oh, hope for tomorrow. Trust in the Spirit. Live the life of your dreams. Let the passion come alive and feel the spark of divine. Hope for tomorrow. Trust in the Spirit. Live the life of your dreams. Let the passion come alive and feel the spark of divine deep inside.
When we draw on our faith, we are buoyed by the magical force of the universe, tapping into an invisible stream of presence, guided, nurtured, and loved by the most amazing traveling companion, one who is always there, always willing to listen, and rarely interrupts, but occasionally does when there is something that we need to know, who is patient and persistent, who will send message after message after message until we finally see and the wisdom comes. And now we have a faith statement from Gabriella Bargellini.
Faith is the deep knowing that all is in divine order.
It's worth exploring our faith to see where we land. Do we believe just a little bit, or are we really all in, fully surrendered? We may be anywhere along this continuum, bouncing somewhere between doubt and trust, trusting in some things, but not in others. It helps to remember that we have made it through the tough times before, and we can do it again. Our challenges are opportunities to practice, to strengthen the muscle of faith, being willing to reach out, to ask, to receive, being open to what gifts and solutions appear. Faith is about seeing what you see and still trusting, not having to understand or agree, but willing to turn it over to God and let the magic unfold. Stretching into that place of discovery, opening into the unknown, willing to try that thing called faith. Trusting that what is unfolding before us is meant to be, because it is here. Stepping into the flow of spirit, knowing we can stand on our own, yet we are never alone. Faith is being able to fall back into the arms of spirit and knowing that you will be okay. As Jerry Livingston Joy shares in his faith statement.
I think faith is knowing inside that there's good and positive things are going to happen no matter what, because you put your faith in God to take care of it. Me, you, everybody in the world, I never lose faith. You can't lose that. That's the one thing you can't lose. If you doubt it, and sometimes you do, you always come back to knowing that if you keep the faith, things will turn out. And they do.
Faith is love unfolding. As we move from fear to faith, we connect together in our humanity, noticing what is pulling on our hearts as we lean into Spirit's embrace, exploring and allowing, discovering what strengthens us, and coming back to that place. Allowing ourselves to dream, for the bigger our faith, the bigger our prayers, and the bigger our prayers, the more beautiful we and our world become. As we close, we seal this with a prayer by Gabriella Bargellini.
Sitting comfortably, let us collectively center ourselves, slowly feeling our equilibrium. Eyes closed, letting go of any outside thoughts. Breathe in deeply, slowly, gently, surrounding the heart chakra with love, and breathing out into the universe, love. As we repeat the process of breathing in and out, any vestige of fear dissipates and is replaced by faith. The still small voice within us can be heard in the quiet, saying, "Be not afraid, for I am here for you always." Breathe in deeply, breathe out gently. Now is the time to stand in your truth and move from fear to faith. Namaste.
Your prayers are powerful. Imagine 1,000 angels holding your prayers in their hearts. And then imagine thousands more, guiding, cheering, nurturing, and uniting. Light beings, gods and goddesses, saints and sages, soaring along with you. Just imagine it were true. Have a little faith.
Imagine there's no heaven. It's easy if you try. No hell below us. Above us only sky. Imagine all the people living for today. Ooh. Imagine there's no countries. It isn't hard to nothing to kill or die for, and no religion too. Imagine all the people living life in peace. You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday you'll join us, and the world will be as one. Imagine no possessions. I wonder if you can. No need for greed or hunger. A brotherhood of man. sharing all the world. You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday you'll join us, and the world will live as one.
Thank you, and many blessings along your path to faith. Namaste.
Spiritual Life Center, transforming lives as we love, serve, and remember who we are. One heart.